All right, welcome back to Sunnyside Speed Shop. In this episode, I'm gonna try to fix this. So I've decided I'm selling my roadster. I need the money to fund another project, and this one's got to go. So this is me in the process of fixing a few things before I put it up for sale. Fix the rear end, put a speedometer cable in it, put the spreader bar on in another episode, just start buttoning things up and getting it ready to go. So when I first built this car, bought the rolling chassis, came with a rear end. The gears in it were seized, locked up from rust or something like that because they've been sitting for so long, got water in the rear end. Whatever. So I reached out to some friends, like, hey, who's got an 8-inch third member that I can throw in this thing so I can get it running? A friend of mine said, hey, I got one. I think it's good. It's been sitting under my house for years, so he gave it to me. I slapped it in, and it worked, but it howled kind of loud, you know. So I'm like, oh, these bearings are shot, and it's time to fix that. We're fixing it today. All right, we're solid. All right, these Ford rear ends have bolt-in axles. They don't have C-clips like Chevy rear axles, so if you break an axle, you're not going to lose a whole tire like you can on a Chevy. So you have to unbolt it first. So you got to get in here, unbolt these axles, then I can pull them out, and then we can start working on that third member. Sometimes you need a slide hammer to pull these out. One method is using your drum. And before I grab my slide hammer, let's see if that works. Put your drum back on backwards. Throw a couple lug nuts on it. Not all the way on. You need to leave them kind of loose so you have some area to slide. Boom. See? Works. No need for a slide hammer. All right, I'm just going to pull this all the way out because I need to replace these gaskets, flange gaskets. Well, how do I get in here? I get to pull the drive shaft out. Can I just say that I hate working on rear ends? Heavy parts, smelly oil, usually laying on the ground because I don't have a lift. Alright, I'm gonna leave that in. Alright, we can loosen up this panhard bar. Let's get some power tools. Uh-oh, losing washers. A panhard bracket. Woo, thing is on there. Those small little impact wrenches only go to 22 foot-pounds, so your bolts got more than 22 foot-pounds on it. You're not breaking it loose with that little guy. That's all of them. All right, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. All right. Gotta break the gasket and all the silicone. Oh, man. Woo! This would be so much easier if I had a lift. All right, let's get this piece of crap out of here. While this continues to drain, I might as well start scraping this gasket. Got the American brake clean. America 250 edition. It was on sale. All right, I'm just gonna put a small bead silicone around here, even though I am still running my gasket. I mean a small bead. It ain't even gonna squish out. Some people actually don't use gaskets and do silicone only on 4 to 8 and 9 inches. All right, this one that I pulled out, you know, upon inspection, it doesn't look bad. When it was in the car, I was able to actually grab this and rock it. I mean, getting actually a little bit of movement now. Instead of rebuilding this thing, I'm just gonna replace it. I bought another used one. This is a 270 gear, and the one that I got is a 3.0. All right, this is what I'm replacing it with. This one's nothing special. It's just another open rear end, one-legger, one-tire fire, non-posi, whatever you want to call it. But this one's a 3.0 gear, so I'll have a little bit more oomph off the line. Time to slam this thing in. Not looking forward to it. These things are heavy. It sucks. But we're almost done. We need to go take this thing for a test drive. This is the fun part. Oh, man. 100% being sarcastic. This part sucks. Alright, we are on. We are in. Alright. Lock washers. Alright, drive shaft time. There's these little ears here that the U-joint is supposed to sit inside. You gotta make sure that you are inside of those, keyed in properly before you start trying to torque anything down. Back in the day, I used to always torque the hell out of these, you know, because I'm like, oh man, it's on the drive shaft. It's spinning fast. It needs to be tight so it doesn't blow apart on the freeway. But a gentleman at a, I don't know if he's a gentleman, a gentleman at a driveline shop told me you're only supposed to torque these to like 15 or 20 foot-pounds. So if you over-torque it, this strap, or, you know, I guess it's still a strap like on a Chevy that kind of bolts on this side. If you over-torque it, you can actually smash this cap, making it oval. And when you do that, then you'll just destroy all your needle bearings and the U-joint will fail prematurely. So now I kind of just go kind of snug. I don't torque the living crap out of it like I used to. And I haven't had one fall apart yet. It's the kind of thing I do check before going on a road trip, though. All right. All right, before I put my axles back in, there's actually a gasket that goes between the axle flange, well, sandwiches between the axle and the axle flange, that I was missing before. So I had a slight little leak. It makes no sense. There's a oil seal inside the rear end that I replaced. It's brand new. So if there's a seal in there, why is there oil still leaking past? Why do you even need this gasket? Ford, I don't know, man. I don't know. Ford stuff. And of course, they sold me the wrong gaskets. Thanks a lot, O'Reilly's. Silicone it is. what do we have left? I guess we're good to go. Take it for a test drive. Now some people are screaming in the comments, oil! Don't forget to put oil in it. I'm on it. All right. So this has a little drain plug on the side here. I loosened this up. Made sure I broke this loose while the third member was out. You just fill it until it leaks out. Oh, that's it right there. Draining out. That is how you know you're full. Level with that plug. All right, let's wrap this thing up. Go for a test drive. All right, all that's left to do now is take it for a test drive. I just clean myself up a little bit first. Now we're ready for a test drive. This is the speed in which I'd hear that howl. I'm not hearing anything. Not only did I have a howl at about like 35 miles an hour and up, when I'd let off the gas and then get back on it, you can hear like a little clunk. Not loud, not like alarming, like, oh man, this thing's gonna blow apart, but it was there. And I don't have it now. I think I'm gonna call this thing good. Don't know if I can tell the difference between the 270 gear and the 3.0 gear, but I guess it's there. Oh yeah, it's a little bit more peppy. Hit him with that one tire fire. All right, that's it, it's fixed. So far, I crawled underneath, I didn't see any leaks, but I'm gonna have to get this thing actually like really hot. You know, drive it for like an hour or something like that to get that oil nice and hot and then see if it leaks when the oil's thinner. But I think I'm good to go. Super happy that's finally fixed, man. Every time I took this thing down the road about 35, 45 miles an hour, just howl, whoop, and it drove me crazy. And now I can do burnouts without worrying about the rear end exploding. So that's pretty cool. Cool, this turned out great. Went as good as expected. You know, didn't have any major failures. What's next on this car? I guess I'll put a speedometer cable in it. Then some touch-ups. And then maybe put this thing up for sale. Thanks a lot for watching. See you on the next one.